What's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here, and I've got some Bravery Default 2 information for you guys. This is one of the games that I'm really actually looking forward to this year alone. Bravery Default, the original on the DS, was really exciting. An incredible RPG, and we've got some developer insights, some more information, especially and maybe even another demo on its way. If you aren't aware, Bravery Default 2 on Switch has a demo you can go download and play right now to give yourself a taste to see if this is a game you might be interested in. It was originally for the DS, or in this case 3DS. Incredible game, really plays a lot like Final Fantasy, and we've got some more information about it, and I'm always curious as to your thoughts, especially with the information below. I've kind of been going and reading kind of Reddit's reaction, some of it not necessarily so positive, but I'm going to more or less focus on the details because it's still a little too early to tell and make any kind of judgment if this is truly like a revolution, an evolution, or essentially a step in the wrong direction. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, regardless of the information itself. So the post from Go Nintendo begins, and I'll include a link in the description below if you want to go read it for yourself. It says, Bravery Default 2 developers Toko Asano and Masani Takanashi recently sat down with the gang from Famitsu to talk about the game, and they shared a host of details on the new information. And so here is the general summary from those interviews. They are saying that the game is going to be going back to its series roots. The reason why they're putting a number 2 on it, and we kind of covered this a little bit in the podcast for the Crystal Core Radio, is that they really wanted to give this a whole new, fresh start. Much like you see with the Final Fantasy series, where there are some threads and some connections, but ultimately the story, the character, the worlds, the universe is all its own. It's brand new. So somebody is not going to have to feel like they need to go play through like Bravery and Bravery Second and Layer. And so ultimately that's going to be how it plays out. There insulates that Octopath Traveler was a result of them reflecting on Second and actually improving from there. If you guys haven't played Octopath Traveler, incredible RPG. You should absolutely make time for that. It's on Switch, PC, and even Stadia in this case. They said the name was decided based on wanting to give the impression of a brand new, and it's a totally new entry in a whole new world and a whole new story. In fact, they go on to allude that there aren't any kind of character connections. You're not going to see the original cast come into this game, and they wanted it to be that way, so you're not ever kind of feeling left out from being connected to this world itself. They didn't include a subtitle because they actually wanted to avoid spoilers. And considering that compared to previous games, which had younger protagonists and stories, and this was even a kind of a hot topic of debate because essentially, like in the Japanese versions, at least the female characters could be scantily clad depending on their model, and they actually dressed them up a little bit more in the US version for the US market, kind of covering them up. And that's namely because the characters, I think, were like 15 or 16, and obviously that doesn't necessarily play well here in the United States for that matter. But they're setting their characters in this case to be in their 20s, and Elvis, the character Elvis, is actually 35. So this is an interesting shift for me because usually we've seen with JRPGs a younger band of heroes, but in this case it looks like they're shifting it more as a result of their audience's age. I know especially I'm in my 30s, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see if I relate to Elvis at all. I rarely relate to a 15-year-old, and that's a good thing. I consider that to be a plus, a positive thing in my mind. Now, the game does feature voice acting, and they say new voice acting, especially in Japan, and character expressions are going to be really pivotal during the dialogue scenes. And they've really gone into detail regarding the lip movements to be adjusted for both the English and the Japanese tracks, which is honestly above and beyond, in my opinion. Now, they go on to talk a little bit about jobs, and they don't reveal all the jobs that are going to be in the game itself, but here's some of the highlights. It's the same character designer as in Octopath Traveler, and in this case, they wanted the jobs to kind of have a modern approach, at least visually to the game itself. There are also going to be new jobs announced, like the Vanguard job that we haven't seen in traditional Final Fantasy series, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. They want to really have a fresh kind of feel for even those who have played Bravery Default 4 or a Final Fantasy game with the job system itself. And though the name has actually been changed to quote-unquote sub-jobs, it's pretty much the same system as the job commands system from their previous entry. Now, this is going to get into the battle system, and this is where I've seen some of the Reddit discussion a little frustrated overall with it, is that the command input is actually going to be different compared to the other Bravely games. Before, you would actually queue up all your party members' attacks when they would happen, and in Bravely Default 2, you actually go one by one. You can see this in the demo. Now, they go on to ask about online features, and this is where, like in the original Bravely Default, it was always interesting because you had this like subtext, this online passiveness to it. When walking around, you might collect different monsters. I thought that was a really unique system building your city, but they say that they're not saying no to online features, so it's not confirmed or denied, but hopefully we see that evolve and go from there. But they do want to say they're looking into it, and hopefully it's going to be something exciting. They said they wanted the look of the towns to also feel like you're walking through a picturesque style, and I think they nailed that. Personally, my only critique of the demo that's out right now is the UI in terms of party management. I thought it could have been, at least I thought it was better done on the DS, and on the Switch I felt like you could really expand upon it, but maybe we'll see some changes like that and go from there. So before we wrap up, just some light summaries. They really wanted the style to be something to that of papercraft, and then they really wanted these figurines and the monster designs all to have this really artistic flow to it. I think they nailed it. The music design and more to have way more tracks than the original. Obviously with the voice acting is going to be a huge part of it, but ultimately they're really positive about another demo coming for Bravely Default 2, just like they did with Octopath Traveler, where you could play the demo and it leads into the full game where your character saves. We saw this with Trials of Mana as well. So ultimately, I hope they end up doing that. That's going to be a really nice way to introduce more people into it, get people excited about playing the release when it does come out. No official date just yet. However, we're still waiting for Nintendo to do what Nintendo does and share that information. Anyway, guys, this is the summary of it. Again, the link is in the description below. I've got some stuff that I'm working on for Bravely Default 2, but we're still waiting for more official information to hopefully kind of get more people into this amazing game. I'm very excited that they announced a sequel, and I'm also looking forward to Crystal Chronicles hopefully coming out in the West later this year. It is confirmed for Japan, and we're still waiting to see more information about that. If you guys haven't played Crystal Chronicles, you should go look it up. We'll probably try to cover it either on here or Work to Game. We'll see. Ultimately, I haven't decided yet. So anyway, guys, that's it for the Bravely Default 2 news roundup and summary coming out of Japan. Famitsu. Hopefully you found this video interesting. If you did and you feel like I've earned your sub, I hope you hit the subscribe button and come back for more videos. But it's okay either way. If you already are sub, you know you're amazing, and I love you. That's what you get for subscribing. Random comments and thank yous. But if this is the video that gets you to hit that subscribe button, let me know in the comments below. Just like Jacob Lee said, and says, thanks to ACG, I was able to find this awesome channel. Sub for me. Keep up the great content, my dude. As well as Carrie says, new sub here. Great video. Let's go. So thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Carrie, for hitting that subscribe button. And thank you to our members who hit that join button, especially Final Fantasy 420. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys have a member video for June, and coming up in July is another AMA, so be sure to let me know what topics you'd like me to address in our member videos. Anyway, that wraps it up for me. Thank you, guys. Check out the Ginger Gaming Radio podcast channel for that Crystal Core Radio podcast. I'll include a link in the description below for you. But other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. We probably got a lot of news going to be rocking and rolling over the next couple weeks, so I hope you hope you're excited as I am for the future video games. But like I said, my name's Brian. This is Ginger Prime. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. This video is sponsored by me. If you guys like podcast and long form content, I hope you check out Ginger Gaming Radio. Link will be in the description of this video below. So if you're still watching this video, thank you, and check out the new channel for more content, and hopefully you enjoy. Thank you.